love the Olympics.
I love the Olympics too. I'm so glad that I feel like when I found out that you love the Olympics almost as much as I love the Olympics, if not like oscillating between as much as me, because it's like such a thing in my family. It would be like so devastating if you weren't the kind of person that could just have the Olympics on in the background all the time.
Yeah, they're on literally 24/7. They're just always
in the background
on. And because with the time change, I feel like we're either getting live coverage that I'm watching live or the like primetime recap that I'm just watching again in the background.
Yeah.
In case I like missed anything while I took a shower or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is like, I was going to say, that is the only time I really feel patriotic, and I was going to say that, and with Kamala running, I'm feeling patriotic.
I feel like it's a really good time for millennials right now, and having like a tiny bit of, like a tiny sliver of patriotism and hope. You just got me to follow Kamala HQ.
Oh, right, yes, for like official
on social media, and I am so here for it.
Her team is killing it. Like, I need to know who her team is, because like from like a filmmaking perspective, like everything she's doing is just chef's kiss perfect.
Well,
like,
and
so good.
That her first ad that they have like pinned on their Instagram is like so cinematic and like
so good. Well, that's what I love right now about the Kamala HQ, like that official site, is they're just posting short clips of Trump lying and just letting them speak for themselves and like putting a little like blurb, like, you know, calling it out, but like pretty much just post after post of him and JD Vance saying really weird shit and calling them out on being really weird, and it's working.
Yeah.
I saw a thing that was talking about that calling MAGA Republicans weird is really like hitting a nerve, because the one thing that they really want to be is cool, and like and they think that like what they're doing is like the cool thing, so being called out for being weird is like, call them racist, call them xenophobic, call them sexist. They don't care about those things. Call them weird. They are up in arms right now. It's hilarious.
It's like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same vibe as that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, you're not even worth the real words. You're just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little weird. And yeah, and that's the other thing I read that they were saying it makes them like kind of up in arms about it, is because there's no fear behind weird.
Yeah. Little sliver of hope, feeling slightly patriotic.
Yeah.
For the first time in a very long time.
I know, I feel like there was that Instagram video I sent you where they were like, we can't say it out loud.
I know.
But I feel hopeful.
Like,
don't
keep
say
it to ourselves.
loud.
Keep it to ourselves, because Snoop.
Oh my!
We have to talk about Snoop.
Snoop has just been the greatest ambassador of the Olympics. Just bringing bringing awareness to like every single sport.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with all the Olympians, and just I've seen him like just cheering on everybody. He's like goes to every event and is in the stands like with like family or whatever, like cheering everybody on. And he's also done like he's swam, he's done fencing, he's gonna do something with the horses because
he had to bring Martha though because he's scared of the horses.
Yeah, so Martha's coming.
And this is something that's like been all over the internet as a meme, but like we just have to draw attention to it. Like if you told like 1997 Jen and Layla that Flava Flav and Snoop Dogg would be the most wholesome stories on television in 2024, there is no way we would have believed you.
Yeah, in regards to specifically the Olympics, like what?
Or like America, like saving my belief in the American dream. Like who would have thought?
Yeah, yeah. I just love that Flavor Flav like sponsored the women's water polo team, like found out that they were working 2 and 3 jobs and was just like, absolutely not.
He's like, I'm your fan, here we go, take all my money.
Yeah. And I love that what's her name from the women's rugby team? Alana? No.
Yeah, Ilona or Alana.
Yeah.
Mare.
She was teaching Travis Kelce about rugby and is like got him to be. She's like, you're a girl.
Jason Kelce.
I mean Jason Kelce. Yes. And him and his wife were there, like rooting them on, and it was so cute.
Yeah, she's really, I mean, got it all over. Which we watched the rugby, the U.S. the bronze medal game,
right? And
I didn't realize how quick it is.
I know, they're such short games.
Yeah,
at least the ones that they play
on the Olympics.
Yeah,
but like, oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, I wasn't like
I thought blinked and it was over.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, it ends at the second. I didn't. This is wow, this was intense and exciting.
Yeah, so it is kind of like it's like the opposite of baseball.
Yeah, seriously.
So I love the fact that Snoop is scared of horses, and we were talking about this the other day. So it's crazy to me, like, because I rode horses competitively before, so they don't scare me at all.
Yeah.
But, like, my ex-boyfriend was also really tall. Snoop is also very tall.
Yeah.
And he was terrified of my horses, and I'd be like, what is, like, wrong with you? Like, I'm fine. Like,
yeah.
And I realized it's because if someone's, like, 6'4", 6'5", nothing is really bigger than they are.
Yeah,
or like taller, you
I'd
know?
be curious, like, what the, like if that's, like, real science. Like, I don't know what the terminology I'm looking for. Like, if that, like, if lots of tall people are scared.
I mean, I'm interested, I would like to know, too, but, like, this, in my very extensive case study of 2 tall people.
Right.
They were both afraid of horses, and, like, and for Derek in particular, because, like, I obviously knew his reason. He was like, he's just so big. And I'm like, oh, like, I'm used to being, like, armpit height at a concert.
Yeah.
He was 6'5". He's never armpit height.
Did he have fear of, like, other big things? Like, if you went to the zoo, would he be afraid of the elephants or, like, the rhinoceroses?
Well, he was never, like, in the stall with an elephant.
Right, but he could...
Or, like, that close to them.
Right, but he wouldn't get in a stall with a horse either. That's what I mean.
But he would, like, stand right next... Well, also, like, did I ever go to the zoo with him? I don't know. No. The answer is no. I do know the answer.
I mean, you did date him in high school. I don't know.
That's true.
Those are like high school dates.
I'm not really a zoo person, though. They kind of make me sad.
They do, too. I like a zoo that's like
like a wild animal park.
A wild animal park that's like rehabilitation and like not just your caged animals.
Yeah. It sounds like a really good place we should send all of our ex-boyfriends.
The zoo?
No, the wild animal park for rehabilitation.
Oh. To like look in the like bright sunlight to make you sneeze. Not everyone has that ability.
Yeah, and aren't there some people that like when every time they walk from dark to light they sneeze?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a genetic thing. That's not. It's the same idea as like people who can wiggle their ears or roll their tongues or.
Yeah, I can do both of those.
Yeah, I can't wiggle my ears.
I know, that's so crazy to me. Yeah, and it's crazy to me that people can't, like, roll their tongue.
Or, like, can you unfocus your eyes?
Yeah.
Not everyone can do that.
I like to do that.
I know I can, specifically because, do you remember those, like, 3D art things?
Oh, yeah, because, like, you have to, like...
Yeah, if I, like, blurred my eyes, that's how I would do it.
that's how I would do it, too.
Can you plug your ears?
Yeah, without your fingers?
Yeah. Oh, some people don't have internal monologues?
That just seems... That one I have a really hard time believing because...
It's just...
I have, like, 3 going on at once. So, I feel like it's like I would be afraid.
Right? Like, if it was just silent, like, what is that? But yeah, a lot of people, it's just... And I saw, like, a thread and people were, like, asking the people who have no internal monologue what... Like, if they're singing a song in their head, like, actively doing that...
Mm-hmm.
They don't, like, necessarily hear it. Like, they're picturing it. They, like, can, like, make it happen, like, but they're not, like... And when they stop doing that, it goes away immediately. And, like, mine is just, like, always something's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't have... I forget what it's called. I don't have a good, like, mind's eye, like, visualization.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
I do.
It's called like something with an axia at the end.
Yeah. Because you asked me, you're like, how do you picture an apple? I'm like an apple? Like the
there's
photograph of an apple?
Yeah, there's like photorealism to like absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm on the absolutely nothing end. I'm not absolutely nothing, but it's very, like, it's not like something that comes easily, or is like readily available. It's just kind of like the idea of, but I can like still think about like and create imaginary people and places. Yeah. But it's just like, do you know sometimes when you dream and you wake up and everything's like kind of
like a little fuzzy
and it's not quite clear of like what it's like that. Mm-hmm. But I also find that I tend to dream that way too. Like my dreams are just a little like out of focus.
Yeah, I feel like my dreams, it's definitely like someone turned the brightness down on the screen.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of how...
I mean, I have had very vivid dreams, but that's like not the norm.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I think it's more just, they're more vivid because I remember them more.
Right.
Versus...
It's also so crazy to me because it's like, for all we know, we could be describing the exact same thing, and it just, to me, feels more like realistic, and to you it feels like more esoteric, but it's like the same.
Yeah, that's
because
well, it's like
you can't actually get into somebody else's head.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing as like everybody has learned this as a color red, but it doesn't mean that I see it the same way that you see it, which is
so weird.
So weird.
Yeah, I took this sensory and perception class in college. Mm-hmm. It's like, talk about a class you need to do drugs before you go to, like, whoa, okay, shit is weird.
Yeah. If you think about it too much. And when you start talking about how people like internal monologues or internal visualization, that we can like categorically say that there are differences. Yeah. Like, fucking weird.
I know, and also I'm like, would I be afraid of, like, because to me I'm like, oh my god, what would I do in the silence? But would I be afraid of silence if I wasn't going to fill the silence with my internal monologue of doom? Or would I not be afraid of the silence?
I feel like it would just be your norm, so it wouldn't be something to be feared because it would just be...
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I recently read is another thing that doesn't happen to everybody. And it happens... This is like a childhood memory because you tend to grow out of this ability of closing your eyes really tightly and seeing like the firework displays.
Oh, I still do that.
I mean, if you push on your eyes, you can still do that. But like when you're a kid, like you can just like, they're more readily, it's something, like whatever the like is firing and happening is like 6 to 8 is like is like the super common. So it's like I have distinct memories of like being on the swing and like closing my eyes and like as you go in and out of the sunlight, different like light reflection.
Well, that's like we just learned with the like babies don't have kneecaps thing, that you like don't fully have your kneecaps until you're like they solidify between like 2 and 6.
Yeah.
6 years old, you're like running around without freaking kneecaps.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
So like, of course your brain's gonna be doing all sorts of crazy shit with your eyeballs.
Well, the fact that like you're not fully like cooked until you're like 25, so
or 35 if you're a little neurospicy.
Yeah.
This is like now way on another realm of topics, but like that's the thing that like freaks me out with the whole AI thing is like, why are we like AI should be curing cancer.
Yeah.
AI should not be like
solving like cold cases.
Yeah, AI should not be like writing the next rom-com. Like,
yeah,
that's a waste.
Yeah, that's nobody's asking for that. It's like coming full loop politically. Like, nobody's asking for restrictions on women's health care. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants AI. I mean, nobody wants that. The Republican men who are claiming it are paying for their mistresses' abortions. Nobody wants it.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I want AI to do my dishes and like make my appointments so that I can make the art. I don't want it to make the art so that I can do my dishes and go to my appointments.
Yeah, I need
we're teaching it the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna end up just being like these, like culture is important. That's like sort of what like separates us from like even other animals have like culture, and like why are we trying to get rid of that? And why is that not deemed as like crucial?
And it obviously is crucial because like there are paintings on cave walls, like art, and
yes,
as soon as before we had like written word, we were trying to like tell stories.
It's something necessary, and I feel like where we're at in like society in general has like devalued and like minimized the importance to like make anybody who isn't like on this like very straight and narrow like path feel less than, so that they can pay us less.
Well, and I think that we're gonna see, we haven't seen it yet and everybody's talking about it, but there's gonna be a shift, because the thing is right now the studios, the streamers, the people who make the majority of the content that is like what is mass like consumed are not making anything new. Like, they're finishing and continuing with projects that have already been up and running, but we're not really seeing anything new go into production. And I think we're going to see a shift of just more individual small productions.
I fucking hope so, man.
I mean, I think, and then it's just a matter of like, what's the next like platform to view these things? Like, like what are we like? Then do smaller production companies make these things that then the streamers buy, and they're just not producing things anymore, and they're just a platform? Like, I don't know exactly how that plays out. That'll be interesting.
It will be. And I think that it's like also just like really fascinating, like this time it's just like a nexus of like the creative industries are like in this kind of like frozen spot, and then like AI has like surged.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of like, okay, like, are we gonna like figure it out, or is it all gonna fucking explode?
Yeah, because there was like a point, like especially during the strike for writers and actors, that AI was like there, but it hadn't quite taken over yet, and now just every other commercial is like, look at our platform that is running like ask it questions, like there's the Leslie Jones,
the Gemini, the Google one,
and then there's another one that MSNBC is using for the Olympics that's not Gemini.
Oh, okay.
There's been like 2 or 3 that are like each platform has their own like individualized like AI, and it just like it's here now. Like they're like, I feel like during the strike it was like kind of talking about it being here, and it was like kind of starting, like, ChatGPT was around and we were trying to figure out like how that works, and then you get into the amount of energy that's needed to run these platforms, and it's like how does that play out on a larger scale? I don't know.
Lots of questions and existential dread.
Yeah, seriously.
But go Olympics. And go Kamala! Woo woo! We are Team Harris 2024, in case that was not so obvious.
Yeah, I know. I was like, we need to like repost her. Like on our main page, her video. Be like, in case you weren't aware.
Like,
Team Harris. 2024.
Trigger warning.
Madam President.
Yes.